Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the last episode of the year of the Cool Podcast, The Cunties. But before we get into everything, I'm Tom of Treads. This is Shakey Jay.
You were doing so well, and then you
I was, and I fucked it up right at the end.
Jay. I'm not getting introduced like Bond. Name's
James
Jay.
Bond.
Shaky Jay. It's like it does not have the same amount of gravitas to it. It was a nice try, and I'm trying to cover for your fuck up, but no, you definitely fucked up.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit. Hey everyone, it's the last one of the year, isn't it, Tom?
It is.
Awards, like all through the year, we generally say a cunt of the week. It was more just an ongoing, just little joke that just kept recurring, and then it's like, oh, may as well do an award ceremony for some moments. So, before we do that, though, I am going to be having a rant, but I'll quickly go over what the cunt is involved. We've got 5 categories, and it's all based around celebrity.
Well, 6 categories. We've got one.
No, 5 categories based around celebrity, and then 1 non-celebrity category.
Yeah.
So we had the shit cunt, which is like the person who just made us the most angry, shitted us off, all that jazz.
I've got a few nominees.
Oh, we got plenty of nominees, I think, between the two of us. The sick cunt, so someone who's just awesome. Like, you just love everything you hear about them. They're just positive. There's the sad cunt, so the saddest moment for each of us through the year involving, once again, celebrities. Then we had the funny cunt. The funny cunt, which is like just the funniest celebrity, the one that we've just had the most laughs at. And then the last one was the surprise cunt, like the surprising celebrity moment of the year.
Yeah.
And this is all based on our own personal stuff that we like. So if you think of a celebrity that's more surprising, more sad, more of a shit cunt, any of that, let us know. As we've said, we're happy to hear from it. We would like to hear from some people eventually. It'd be nice.
And for our American listeners, because apparently, according to our analytics, we're listened to more in America than we are in Australia. But the C-bomb in Australia, the cunt word, is an endearing term. If someone in Australia calls you a cunt, oi cunt, that's a good thing. But they say, oi mate, they want to break your nose.
Yeah, exactly. Australia is the only place where you refer to people you love by cunt and people you hate by mate. It's like, if someone comes up and says, mate, what's the go? That's angry.
Yeah.
Also, the thing with the word cunt in Australia, and I do love it as well. I used to hate it, but it's really grown on me. Not because I've transitioned or anything and actually grown one or anything. But,
it's funny, cunt really grew on me too. That's why I have 2 kids.
Yeah. Well, it didn't really grow on you, it more ground on you.
God.
With the word cunt as well, it is based also depending on what comes before it. Like, if you call someone a sick cunt, they're awesome. You call them a shit cunt, that's a bad thing to be called. Like, shit cunts.
It's all about the preface and the attitude behind it. We've nuanced the word cunt.
Yeah. Like, shit cunt in Australia is pretty much the equivalent of calling someone a commie in America.
Or depending where you are in America, either a Republican or a Democrat.
Yeah. I tried to avoid that one. I just tried to go straight for commie because, like, I've just seen so many Americans get angry at it. Even left-wing Americans who aren't communists and are socialist, they get called a commie and they get upset by it because it's not what they are. It's just...
Yeah. But in theory, communism works.
In theory, people work, but none of them really do. The moment you apply people to anything, it ruins stuff.
It's funny, because on the very first episode, right until about episode 6, the mandate for this show was don't say cunt. Trying to avoid it as much as possible. Now, 24 episodes on, and the final episode of the year, cunt is going to be the name of the show.
Well, it's really funny just you saying that. There was an early interview with Bon Scott and Malcolm Young, and Bon's just saying to the interviewer, these boys taught me... Oh, no, so Malcolm says to the interviewer, we taught Bon manners, and Bon's like, yeah, before I'd say, shit, fuck, cunt. Now I say, please, shit, fuck, cunt.
Oh, God. I've got to figure out a decent source of music for this week as well. Oh, by the way, happy belated Christmas to everyone, or Merry Christmas. That's the one.
Yeah, it's a couple of days. I'm just going to say happy holidays.
Yeah, that one.
Covers all of it, all of our listeners. In case people couldn't tell, we're generally both pretty accepting people of everyone and their own differences and their own beliefs.
Yeah, I may say stupid shit occasionally, but it's never out of malice. It's out of ignorance of not knowing what to say.
Yeah, and I usually chip you on it. And to be honest, the only group of people I hate is people with Friedrich's ataxia. So yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, for those who don't understand, Tom has Friedrich's ataxia. Wait, I was like, oh shit. Neither of us laughed this off. Some people might not know the internal joke there. So it's like, oh, actually, we better clarify that so people know. No, yeah. That was just insult towards Tom because, well, I hate him.
Or you love me and you know it.
Ah, yeah, like, I love you like I love a solid shit in the morning. Like, like, yeah, it's good at the time, but afterwards you still want to get rid of it.
And it's relieving when it's gone.
Exactly.
Oh, we feel the same way about each other.
You know what they say, turds of a feather stick together.
Exactly. Alrighty,
I'm actually a little bit proud of that one. I shouldn't be, but I'm proud of that one.
You are.
But yeah. Before we do the cunties, I'm just going to have a little bit of a rant about some movie stuff. But in the meantime, here is the theme music.
Welcome to the Before It Was Cool podcast.
And we're back, and the thing that people have been waiting for, the Jay rant. I'm usually pretty chilled on here, but this is something that's been really frustrating me recently in a lot of movies, and in particular the Marvel movies, which is really irritating because I love the Marvel movies. And one thing I'm disliking is how, and so I'll explain the preface of this. I went and saw Let There Be Carnage, and overall I didn't mind it. I will give a spoiler warning because I will be talking about some stuff. So if you want to skip the spoilers, probably go about 20 minutes past this, and you'll be good. Okay, so my issue is, so watching Let There Be Carnage, I love Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock. I love the Venom symbiote in it. I think the odd couple pairing is great. I love a good odd couple. As said previously when we talked about wrestling tag teams that were dysfunctional. I love it. I think it's really funny because it's people trying to get past their own personal things to work together, and just the bickering and stuff. It's hilarious to me. I think it's just really amusing. And I loved Woody Harrelson as Cletus Cassidy.
Yeah.
But my issue with it and what they did to Cletus Cassidy is him having a love interest. Fuck off. He was a murderer who didn't care who he murdered. He was created to be Marvel's version of the Joker, who is just a user, an abuser, all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
The fact that he had a lover, and then it's like, oh, but I was abused and stuff, and just going into that, fuck off. And that then leads me to my greater rant. And first of all, the fact that Carnage and Cletus weren't bonding well. They were a perfect match in every comic, every cartoon, because they had the same mindset of being batshit fucking crazy and wanting to kill everything.
Yeah.
This leads to what my rant is actually about, is there's too many bad guys that have either like sort of like a positive swing or an okay motive, instead of just letting bad guys be bad guys. Yeah. Like in some cases, I understand why they've got it, but it still creates good bad guys. Like my favorite example is Magneto.
Yeah.
Holocaust survivor who doesn't want the same things to happen to him again, and the people who are like him. And I get that one. But then there's all these other characters who they're giving these almost slight positive swing to. Like, let's use a big one in Thanos.
Yeah.
In the movies, he does it because, we don't have enough resources to support the universe. You know, that's an alright motive. I think it's dumb and badly done. But in the end, the motive, it's the whole good intention sort of thing. It's a good intention in the grand scheme of things. I think it's done wrong, but in the comics, he wipes out half the universe because he wants to impress the Grim Reaper because he's obsessed with death and in love with the Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
That is a much better motivation, and it makes him a real bad guy.
The Marvel writers are very, very, very lazy. They're very lazy.
Oh, no, they're not. They're doing the opposite of lazy. They could easily just go with the comic intentions and then create another
What
one.
I mean by that is, like, they're thinking they're being original by not going by the comics, but they're always coming up with the same fucking thing over and over again.
But, just to continue, and this really started, it did have a lot of influence in the X-Men era of superhero movies, but then the Spider-Man movies, and this is one of my biggest issues with the Spider-Man movies, is that every bad guy has this little redeeming moment. I mean, you watch the first one, this is going in the Tobey Maguires. You watch the first one, and you have at the very end, as Norman Osborn has stabbed himself with his glider, don't tell Harry, and it's like, oh fuck, okay, now it's like got an emotional part. Thanks, great. Next one, Dr. Octopus has this moment of realization, sacrifices himself. Fuck off. The third one, Harry as New Goblin realizes the positive thing. That one's an okay one. I don't have an issue later. Sandman's like, oh, I did it for my daughter, and just blows away in the wind. And the less we talk about that Venom, the better. He actually was a bad guy, but he was just so shit. And then even like the Andrew Garfield ones, like Electro was this bullied nerd. So it's like, I don't blame him for acting out. It's a very common thing. And then Lizard was just trying to get himself better and just got consumed by the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde element. And you didn't need it for Dr. Octopus. You didn't need it for Green Goblin. You didn't Sandman I didn't mind as much because he's always skirted the good guy, bad guy sort of thing. He's been a good guy a few times, so I don't mind that one as much. But it's like, and then later on in movies, let's just go through a couple of them. Don't get me wrong, there were some bad guys for the sake of being a bad guy. But characters like Mysterio.
Yeah.
He felt he was done wrong by Tony Stark, and he was. Vulture, done wrong by, and just wanted to look after his family. I'm trying to think, just going through bad guys. Killmonger. His sort of thing was reasonable to go for the Wakandan crown.
Although Michael B. Jordan has said in an interview this week, actually, I don't believe Killmonger was a bad guy. I believe he was a good guy and he was looking out for his people just as much as...
different ideologies, T'Challa, yeah. It's just different ideologies, and that's fine. And that's the thing that still has that positive swing. And as I said before, Thanos has a positive swing on there. Like him wanting to make sure the universe can sustain itself. Let's go through. Sorry, I'm just going through my head of just different bad guys. Sorry, I'm actually really blanking hard when it comes to Marvel movies and their bad guys. Baron Zemo.
Yeah.
Had a pretty positive... in the end, he just didn't want any small superheroes. That's fine. That's a pretty positive thing. Then you've got... I just had another one. It was definitely something. Ultron, in the end, saw the curse that humanity is and wanted to cull it. Spent a little... as the meme says, spent a few minutes on the internet, wanted to destroy humanity. And all the negatives that humanity has done. Loki's got the underlying thing of just being inferior and being a bit controlled by the gem in the first Avengers movie, and then just that want to be accepted for who he is. And too many bad guys, don't get me wrong, I love Loki, by the way. Too many bad guys who have this positive spin.
Yeah.
And I'm just sick of it. Let a bad guy be a bad guy. And for me, Cletus, Cassidy, and Carnage, in particular, was so hard done by for that. We got to have a bit of depth to our character. You don't always need depth to a character. Let's just go a character like Carnage, who's supposed to be just a sociopath who just murders for the sake of murdering, and let him do his thing.
Exactly. I mean, They had an opportunity there. He could have gone full natural born killers on it.
And that, like, Woody Harrelson is a great actor for it. And the fact that Carnage doesn't survive just pissed me off so much. Because, like...
Kind of. Like we said, giant spoilers, but kind of. Because if you think about it, Carnage was made because Cletus bit Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
And if Cletus does that again, or...
Cletus got his head bitten off.
Oh yeah, that's right, he did too. I was only remembering the bit right before that where he ate Carnage.
Yeah, he swallowed Carnage, but that's, the offspring sort of thing, that's easy. Like, the symbiote's easy to bring back. But Carnage without Cassidy, don't get me wrong, they've had a few moments where they've done it well, but Carnage and Cletus Cassidy were the perfect mix, like, even better than Venom and Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
Because they were both single-minded about destruction.
On the bright note, though, they mentioned the symbiote king.
Yeah, Null.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am looking, and like, I wouldn't be surprised if the Carnage symbiote comes back, but the big thing that I'm thinking is because of when all this is happening, like, because of the post-credit scene leading to the Spider-Man universe.
Yeah.
Like, the MCU sort of thing, and now they're going to
colliding the Spideyverse and the MCU.
More than that, they're also going to be doing, like, the realm changes and fixing all that sort of thing. There might be a way to bring back Cletus, because, Cletus Cassidy without Carnage without Cletus Cassidy isn't right. Like, don't be wrong, they've done some moments with it. Like, in the comics, they combined Green Goblin and the Carnage symbiote at one stage to make the Red Goblin.
Yeah.
And it was a great character. But Carnage, I think he was really hard done by, and a fucking love story. Fuck off. Like, I've never been loved. He's going through all the reasons why he is what he is. No, Carnage killed people because he enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to
Carnage is how they portray Venom in that movie with no Eddie to hold him back.
More than
he wants to eat everyone. And he does eat everyone.
Yeah, and he does more than just eating everyone. He just kills for the sake of killing. Like,
yeah, exactly.
He's a murder spree sort of thing. Like, he'll go into a room. Like, sorry, just another issue I had with that movie is when he became the fucking tornado.
Yeah.
It was, what the fuck? Like, don't get me wrong, symbiotes are fast and all that. They're just like, really? Why don't you just have him as just a spinning mass of tendrils, just stabbing everyone around him, and just pools of blood coming up underneath him? That was another issue. There wasn't enough blood in the movie.
Because they couldn't afford the CGI, and it was PG in America. In PG films, you can't show blood. Yeah.
Just yuck.
That's why it's taken so long to get another Deadpool. Because Disney won't agree to, or they have finally agreed to the R rating, and it's being written by the writers of Bob's Burgers.
Really? So the rest of the Deadpool writers aren't coming back for it?
Nope. It's the director of the sequel, the writers of Bob Burgers, and Ryan Reynolds is overseeing the whole thing, along with Kevin Feige.
I've got hope if Ryan Reynolds is still involved.
Oh yeah, it's still his character.
Yeah, that's good to hear.
I'm pretty sure he actually owns that character.
He does.
He bought it from Marvel.
Pretty sure he owns the movie rights.
Yeah, the on-screen rights for it, not the comic book rights or anything like that. But he bought the character from Fox. But because he bought it from Fox, it was part of the deal with Disney. Something like that. Anyway, yeah. So,
I've got my crank set up. I'm done. Sorry, you go.
You fucking hate the turnaround of the villains in the MCU.
Not just turnaround, but just having villains who have, like, there's too many tragic villains. There's too many villains with decent motives. Like, let a villain be a villain.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like, it's not a huge thing. Like, and don't get me wrong, there are a lot of bad guys in the MCU that are bad guys for the sake of being bad guys. Like, you've got Red Skull, you've got Yellow Jacket, but they're also not the. I want them to do a big bad who's bad, and they do it well.
Yeah,
like
Red Skull is pretty iconic, but Yeah.
Oh, he's fantastic as a bad guy, but yeah, he just and like Ironmonger was another good one from Iron Man 1, but then like there's so like even watching things like Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
The bad guy in that, it's his father, and he has this underlying, oh, I miss my wife sort of thing, and I'm being tricked by demons.
And right at the end has that redeeming turn.
Yeah, exactly. It's like...
That would have been the perfect opportunity to make the guy just evil.
Yeah, and it was like all this thing, no, I want to actually get the power from him here. Like, actually make him go full twisted, and he just had this positive thing as an underlying thing just to try and fool everyone. It's like, no, this was just bullshit. Like, yeah, that
mind you, in Black Widow, the big bad guy stayed bad right until the end.
Who was the big bad guy?
I can't remember his name.
It wasn't Red Guardian.
No, it was the leader of the Black Widow program.
Yeah, and not Taskmaster.
No, Taskmaster was in it.
Yeah, I know, and that was her sister, wasn't it?
No, it was the leader's daughter.
Okay.
That Black Widow and Hawkeye exploded.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't fully watched it, just... Yeah, just...
Spoilers.
We said spoilers at the beginning.
The Before It Was Cool podcast is now on Patreon. There are 6 tiers to choose from, ranging from $1 to $100. $1 gets you just to help. $3 gets you a shout out in every episode, except for the episodes in the next tier. $10 gets you your choice. You choose the topic and I record a solo episode dedicated to you with no ads or other Patreon shout outs. $15 is Produce It Up. You get the opportunity to choose the week's topic and the co-host. The code should be attainable and knowledgeable on the subjects. 26 spots available. $50 gets you the VIP co-host position. 3 spots available. $100 is make the Before It Was Cool podcast your own. You and a person of your choosing make an episode. You can even change the intro music and artwork, and you can edit or ask Tom to edit to your specifications. Go to patreon.com before IWC and you will get to our landing page. That's patreon.com before IWC. Please support us so that we can continue to provide you with quality content each and every week.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have the cunties. Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, I know everyone's excited
for this. Audience noise below that.
No, see, I like the us making the different noises in the background. Makes it seem a little bit more cheap and lame and us. But yeah, so I think save the shit cunt for the end.
Yeah.
So let's go for sad cunt. The moment this year, that made us sad in the world of celebrity and pop culture.
Yeah.
So for me, it was the death of Jessica Walker. Either way, she is the voice of Mallory in Archer.
Oh, of course, the mother in Arrested Development.
Yeah, her character in Archer was so damn good. The way it played off other things, and her loss. Like I know they're doing another season of Archer without her, apparently.
Yeah, it's already up.
Well, no, I think they still had some recordings. But,
yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. It's not on Netflix, and that's where I watch my Archer.
No, it is on Netflix. That's where I watched it.
Well, then that's not the most recent one. They've got another one after that.
Okay.
That's already out on other things.
It was the post-coma season.
Yeah, they've got one after that.
Okay.
And it's already out, just not on Netflix.
Okay.
Because, yeah, I kept seeing stuff about it, but then I was like, but this doesn't line up, and I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, so yeah, that really hit me because like I hadn't seen any of her other work, but it's like I just loved her character and how it played into that universe, and it makes me sad because it makes me think, well, I don't know if Archer can keep going on without her. Like they lost the actor who played Woodhouse, but Woodhouse was very much a supporting character, whereas Mallory was a main character who determined a lot of what happened with the other characters.
Yeah.
As she was the boss. Without her and her character plus the whole Freudian relationship between her and Sterling Archer. It's sorry, not well. It's a Freudian sort of thing. It's Oedipal relationship.
Yeah, an edible.
I don't see
Not
how
edible.
the Oedipal, yeah, Oedipal. Let's call the whole thing off. I don't see how the show is going to keep going, which really makes me sad because I do really love Archer as a series. But
I think it will keep going till the ratings dip. So I reckon it's got another 2 seasons in it. They realize how important she was.
Yeah. And yeah, so that's my sad moment of the year. What's yours?
Well, I've got a few nominations, but one winner overall, I think.
Yeah, you go for that, buddy. We're doing this a bit different each, but that's okay. It's not like we ever go with a real structure.
Exactly. We tried to work out a structure, it just didn't happen.
It's not us.
No, it's not. See, like, there's Norm Macdonald, who for me wasn't a huge fan of his acting or his stand-up or his like many attempts at a TV show, but his appearances on every single like late night show were fucking hilarious, and they were so entertaining. Watching his shit on YouTube is great. And then
so his interviews and stuff like that.
Yeah, where he gets to be himself and ad-lib everything, and the way he just does not give a shit, and then he takes up the entire screen. It was great. And then I've also got Michael K. Williams, who I didn't know died until today. Yeah, he died of an overdose. If you don't know who Michael K. Williams is, he was in The Boardwalk Empire, he was in The Wire, he was in a bunch of different movies. He's an African American dude with the big scar down his face. He's really good. I liked him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he died of a drug overdose.
As so many of them do.
Yeah. Charlie Watts from the Rolling Stones, but yeah, he's from the Rolling Stones, so he's not that good.
And most of them are barely alive as it is.
Keith Richards will never die.
To be honest, I don't think he's alive. I think he's actually just what I think he is. I think he's like a meat suit, and he's actually controlled by like 3 raccoons inside. Yeah. And the reason he's getting so wrinkly, and like he's so wrinkly, is that the suit's just gotten stretched over time. And every time, like the one who there's like one of the raccoons dies and just keeps getting replaced, and just okay, I'm even weeding myself out now.
Oh god, I think he's got no more blood. It's all cocaine.
Ah, no doubt. Anyway,
the other one is Kevin Clark, the drummer from the band in School of Rock.
Yeah, that was a really sad death. So those who don't know, the kid who was the drummer in School of Rock, obviously he's aged over time, but yeah, he was riding his bike and got hit and died. Yeah, which is.
He was only 32, so he was my age. But yeah, it was brutal.
Yeah.
The other one that hit me hard was DMX.
Still haven't worked out what it is he's actually going to give me.
X gonna give it to you?
Yeah, but he only ever says it. He never actually says what he's going to give.
It?
Yeah, but okay, he's going to give me a DVD of it. I've already got that. I don't want it.
He's gonna give
X gonna return it and get his money back?
Oh god, we're speaking ill of the dead. We're
not speaking ill. We're looking at some of his work, making a bit of a joke about it to ease our pain. Humor is a normal way to deal with grief.
Exactly.
Fuck. Why do you think? How do you think I've been getting through my divorce? I've been. It's been joke after joke after joke. And a lot of tequila.
But yeah, I think I have to give my sad cunt of the year award, or what is sad cunt?
Yeah, sad cunt.
To the death of Kevin Clark.
It was a big one for you?
Yeah, School of Rock's one of my favorite movies. I just took it for granted, really.
Because yeah, they had been talking about doing a reunion as well.
Yeah, They did one on the 10-year anniversary, and they were going to
Hmm.
do one on the 20-year anniversary, but they can't now.
Well, they can, just with the surviving members. I mean, look at the
Yeah.
amount of reunion tours heaps of bands have done.
Yeah, true. Just never the one I want. Fucking Led Zeppelin.
Oh, they did one year with
They didn't do a
Bonham's son.
tour.
No, it was you had to go into a lottery to win a ticket.
Yeah, it was at the O2 Arena in 2007, and it was called Celebration Day.
Yeah. And yeah, apparently Bonham's son is absolutely amazing too.
Jason Bonham. You know
Yeah.
who? Have you ever seen the movie Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg?
No.
Jennifer Aniston, Mark Wahlberg.
Saying the actors that are in it is not going to change whether or not I've seen it. I know I haven't seen it.
I was just thought it might jog your memory, but he's the drummer for the band in that, along with Zach Wilde.
Oh, cool.
And I think Duff McKagan.
Okay.
Like from Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, I know who Duff is. Mainly because the main reason I actually know most of the Guns N' Roses characters' names, in one of the Mega Man games, they actually named each of the bad guys after members from Guns N' Roses.
Oh god.
Like there was Izzy Duff / I think there was Axel. And yeah, it was just that's how I know most of the Guns N' Roses members' names, because I love the Mega Man games. Yeah. There's that.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's my side cunt.
Let's move on to funny cunt, one that's made us laugh a bit. Okay, do you want to go through yours and I'll do mine at the end?
I don't really have any.
No celebrities that jumped out at you and made you just laugh a lot?
One of the moments that made me laugh, and this is spoilers, but it was in the trailer, so fuck you. Don't get angry at me, right? Sony, get angry at them. Columbia Pictures, get angry at them. It was when Venom and Eddie were walking through the church, and they saw Carnage for the first time, and Venom disappeared and goes, "No!" And he goes, "What are you doing?" He goes, "That is a red one. Fuck that."
Yeah, I laughed quite hard at that moment as well. It was great. We're going to die. Why? It's a red one.
Like, if you come out, I will let you eat everyone. No! Everyone. Including him, except for him, and her. Fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, I love the back and forth between those two in that movie. It was so good.
It was.
Yeah, so my celebrity just for funny cunt is just Ryan Reynolds. Every interview I see him in, every interaction I see him in, every movie I see him in, he just makes me laugh. So he gets my funny cunt award. He's just great.
And was it Free Guy? The movie that he came out with this year was excellent.
And so was, I wouldn't say it was excellent, but he was great in it. Was what is it? Red Notice?
Yeah. It was pretty good.
He was very entertaining in that as well. He's just great. Ryan Reynolds just makes me laugh.
Him and The Rock play off each other so well.
That's because The Rock generally he's good in humor and playing off another smartass. He plays well alongside what's his name? Short African American comedian.
Kevin Hart?
Yeah, Kevin Hart. He plays well off Kevin Hart. He's good at his job. There's a reason he's the highest paid actor at the moment.
Yeah. The other funny cunt of the moment year award that I was reading, which made me laugh because I think he's a douche and he just needs to drop out of the celebrity realm, was when Machine Gun Kelly said to Megan Fox legitimately, "I'm with you so I can meet a real life Transformer." He legitimately said that.
Well, he's not going to meet one through her when she said that Michael Bay was a Nazi.
Yeah, yeah, and Steven Spielberg is an anti-Semitic comment here. Yeah, she kind of burned both bridges on that one.
Though,
and she called Michael Bay a pedophile.
To be honest, with Hollywood, I wouldn't be surprised, but yeah. Though one thing as well, just talking about Machine Gun Kelly, you saw his feud with Corey Taylor.
Yeah.
Fuck, that was funny. And Corey Taylor just destroyed him at every moment. It's like,
you think the kid would learn, because he went from Eminem to Corey Taylor.
Yeah, and Corey Taylor's a massive smartass, and he's clever.
Yeah.
He's able to go toe-to-toe with a lot of people in that regard. It's like...
And I've read all 3 of Corey Taylor's books, and they are fucking hilarious. He would have ripped him to shreds. Or he did rip him to shreds.
Yeah. And yeah, it was... I just didn't get it. It's just, yeah.
Yeah.
I said who mine was, Ryan Reynolds, so yeah. Yeah, there's lots of funny people out there, but these are the ones that have brought us the most joy and just made us laugh the most in the world of celebrity and pop culture. Sorry?
Because that would just... mine was... One of them was just stupid.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious.
Okay, the next one is Surprise Cunt. Who gets your Surprise Cunty?
Oh, sorry. Dirty thoughts.
What Surprise Cunt? You're walking through the house and then just a vagina jumps out from around a corner. Surprise!
Oh, god damn. Actually, it's mostly just a giant dick in my face now.
No spoilers about the last award.
I didn't spoil shit until you said that.
Yeah, bullshit. You were giving a hint.
A surprise moment of the year. This is just for me. It might not be everybody's cup of tea, but I woke up surprised to read Fightful.com saying that CM Punk has signed a contract with AEW.
You picked mine as well. CM Punk returning to wrestling.
Yeah.
Full time, and yeah.
I watched it live, and I'm not ashamed to say that a tear came to my eye. I watched that shit, and I watched him walk out 7 years ago, and I watched him walk back in 7 years ago. 7 years later.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was emotional, man.
Because he was what everyone wanted wrestling to turn into. He did work on the mic. He was great. He blurred the lines of fiction and reality. He was awesome. And then, to be honest, the back and forth between him and MJF has been so good.
Yeah. And his match with Darby Allin was so good. His match with everyone has been so good. And the man to finally beat CM Punk when he comes into the... when he's running the company will not be MJF, and it should not be MJF. It should be Hook.
See, I don't know anything of Hook's work. All I know is he's Taz's son.
He's only had one match. And
ever? Or
was
in AEW?
One televised match. He's had a bunch of training matches with Brock Anderson and his son. And he's trained by CM Punk, by Taz, by Cody Rhodes, by Dustin Rhodes, by Arn Anderson. And DDP. And he is already a college level athlete and a world ranked judo player. Yeah. This is a common misconception that used to always annoy me because I did martial arts for years. In competitions, they're not called fighters, they're called players.
Okay. Because, if he was a world... I thought you just call him a world-level judokan, because that's the term for someone who practices judo, isn't it?
Yeah, but, in competitions, they're players. So
yeah, I get
a judo player.
Oh, well, now I know. I didn't know that, so yeah.
Which... by Ronda Rousey has shown that judo is an excellent transition into martial arts, and Taz proved that as well. And Hook is so fucking good, and he's turned into literally a cultural phenomenon, and he should be the one that ends CM Punk undefeated streak.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Like,
Yeah.
I trust your judgment on it. Like, if I'm talking wrestling with anyone, it's you, and you're the one who has that great understanding of it all.
Although I feel a bit out of touch at the moment. Everybody's like, "Oh, day one's gonna be so good." I'm like, "What the fuck is day one?" Then I realize
Yeah,
it's
wrestling
the next
pay-per-view.
pay-per-view. And I'm like, "What the fuck? WWE need to stop."
Need to slow down and realize what they've got. Though they re-signed Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Yeah. Oh, they haven't confirmed Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn's been confirmed.
When was that?
A couple of days ago.
No, from the last report I read, they offered him a contract. Like, they've officially offered him.
Like, everything I've read is that he's signed.
Oh, okay. Because I knew Kevin Owens, they literally filled a dump truck with money and said, "We'll give you all of this if you stay." He's like, "Okay, I've got kids." And fair enough to him.
Oh, they're wrestling as a job. They need to do what's best for their families as well as what they want to do as a performer.
I can't remember if it was 3 or 5 years for Kevin Owens, but
3 years, but he does have a there's still a clause in there that
get out of jail free card.
Yeah, both WWE or he can drop out or whatever.
Cool. Because my thinking is he's gonna stay in WWE, get all that money, then go over to AEW for his art years.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. The opposite of Shinsuke. He was in New Japan for his art years, and he went to WWE to get all that money.
And retire.
Yeah.
Oh, even the same pretty much with AJ Styles as well.
Yeah, pretty much. He's getting out there. He's in his mid-40s now.
Yeah,
He's almost 50. He was 42 in 16. So he'll be like, what, 47, 48 now?
Yeah, it'd be about there. Let me just quickly double check for you, just so you don't seem like a fool. That being said, we're talking about AJ Styles. He's an unconfirmed flat earther, so he's 44.
Pretty much, he's 44.
Yeah, he was born in 1977.
So I'm referring to the Paul Heyman interview. No, the Eric Bischoff interview, where he said that when he got Macho Man, he was the same age as AJ Styles is now, but that was about 2 years ago. That was after he was already in WWE. So yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, anyway, we'll get off wrestling for a little bit. And what's the next award?
The sick cunt, the person that we like. That's the celebrity that we like. You get to go first for this one.
We'll go back to wrestling, because it's certainly Khan.
Just loving what he does?
Yeah, he's doing so well by that entire roster. He hasn't done the one thing that I was hoping he would do in all his promises. He's done literally everything else, but he hasn't created a wrestlers union yet. But that is a yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, he got CM Punk back into wrestling. He got the American Dragon, and believe me, there is a fucking difference between Bryan Danielson and Daniel Bryan.
Oh, absolutely.
There is a huge difference between the two. And he got Daniel Bryan out and Bryan Danielson back in. He got Adam Cole back on the mainstream.
Baby.
Into the mainstream, baby. He let the Young Bucks and Lucha Brothers go fucking mental at each other in a steel cage, where Matt Jackson literally covered the bottom of a Nike in thumbtacks and super kicked one of them in the face. So good. He let that happen, and the way he controlled the pandemic was just brilliant, in my view.
He let Moxley do more deathmatch stuff as well.
Yeah, he let Moxley off.
And I know you're not the biggest fan of Moxley, but I quite like him, and yeah.
Yeah, the only bad thing I can think of is the exploding barbed wire sparkler match.
Oh, and some of the childish, like some of the insults that some of the wrestlers are throwing are really 90s sort of dated sort of insults.
Yeah.
that he's letting happen, but
a lot of that was the creative input of the
I know
the EVPs, which he's taken off them.
Yeah, like but yeah, that's just another thing. But yeah, no, fair enough. Okay, you're gonna have to hold your breath for this one. So it's actually Tim Burton. So dude, listen. 2 months ago, he donated $8 million to Friedrich's ataxia research.
2 months ago, he can get fucked.
$8 million to Friedrich's ataxia research.
That bought like 8 puppies dinner for a week.
It's pretty huge, dude.
Oh, he's still a cunt.
And no, I was bullshitting. I was just trying to get you conflicted, but you read through it. Well done. No, that was bullshit. No.
I was going to say, he's never done something that good in his life.
Oh, the Batman movie?
Yeah, I'm going to get crucified for this, but it wasn't that good.
I don't think so either, don't worry.
Michael Keaton was great. Jack Nicholson was great. The movie wasn't that good.
Danny DeVito was great. Michelle Pfeiffer was great.
Yeah, Batman Returns. Oh, and Christopher Walken. Everybody forgets that he was in Batman Returns. But yeah. So,
my actual pick is it's just going to be Taika Waititi. I just think he's just an awesome person.
Good shout.
Like, he just seems like he's just an awesome person. Like, the stuff he does for like charity and stuff, like the whole incorporating a line into Thor because it was a Make-A-Wish kid's request just in conversation.
Yeah.
Like, he's just, every time I hear about him, he's just seems like a really good bloke.
Yeah.
And I want to hear and see more of his stuff.
Yeah. Have you watched Jojo Rabbit yet?
No, I haven't watched Jojo Rabbit yet. I've got to get around to it. Haven't really been watching movies as such. I've been watching more just series. Like, I've been rewatching Angel recently. Fuck you, Joss Whedon, but he does make some pretty good series.
I was going to say I was rewatching Buffy. Now I'm on to Mad Men.
Nice.
Yeah. But, yeah, Taika Waititi. Fuck. That's a good shout.
Yeah, he's just awesome. Like, every time I see anything that, like, any interview with him, any TV, like, because he did episodes of The Mandalorian as well.
Yeah.
He's just awesome, and I just think just seems like a really chill, happy dude who wants to just make art and give people entertainment.
Was it him that was in one of the Jurassic Worlds?
I don't remember him being in any of the Jurassic Worlds.
Fuck, he was in something, and I was like, oh, that is him. I can't remember what it was, though. It was one of the disaster movies.
Let me have a look.
But it wasn't from this year. It was in general. I saw it, and I was like, oh, that is him.
What We Do in the Shadows?
No.
Thor Ragnarok, as we know. Mandalorian. Let's go filmography. Eagle vs. Shark Boy, What We Do in the Shadows, Hunt for the Wilder People, Thor Ragnarok, Jojo Rabbit, Thor Love and Thunder, Next Goal Wins, and then short films were John and Pogo, Two Cars, One Night, Tama 2, What We Do in the Shadows, Team Thor Part 2, Team Daryl, and then acting roles. He's in Green Lantern.
That was it. Like I said, disaster movie.
It was a disaster. He's in Suicide Squad.
He is?
He's Ratcatcher 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
By the way, the Suicide Squad, twice as good as its predecessor.
Yeah, but twice zero is still zero. Sorry, the first Suicide Squad was such a disappointment.
It was, but this one's really good. However, the spoiler alert for everybody out there, skip about a minute ahead if you don't want to hear the spoiler. They wasted Jai Courtney. He was one of the only two good things from the first one, and they wasted him in this.
He was the military guy with them, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Oh no, he was Captain Boomerang.
Yeah, he was Boomerang.
Yeah, Boomerang is fantastic.
Yeah. And spoiler over.
Yep. Okay, so now we'll do the Big Dick Award.
Yeah, the cunt with the biggest dick award.
Yeah, and this is to someone that we're proud of outside of celebrity that we've spoken about on here. And I'll do a mini drum roll. It is
Taya, my wife. She has a huge dick.
Yeah, we are so proud of her for a huge dick, and more importantly, for getting a distinction in, was it just Bachelor's
of Nursing. So
Bachelor's of Nursing.
a registered nurse. She's got a full registration and everything. She's got with a giant dick. And she had to get special made scrubs just fit her dick in there. But,
like 3-legged scrubs. They're a real thing.
Exactly. But she's already got a contract for a good year.
Super proud of her.
Yeah, I'm super proud of her. Well, we both are. She worked very, very, very fucking hard, despite everything that's happened. Like, for people on this show, they might not know that I don't think I've talked about it. 3 or 4 years ago, we hit a tree doing around 100 kilometers an hour, which fucked us up royally. I broke my back for the second time. I broke my sternum. Taya broke one entire side of her ribs and shattered both the bones in her left forearm. The day after that, she was supposed to do her final assessment to get an aged care certificate. So she couldn't do that. So ended up having to have surgery on it, and it's being held together by 2 giant rods. And then a year after that, she couldn't get physically cleared to get into nursing, so she had to go do a Bachelor of Arts, where she got on the fucking Dean's list in her first year, and then got permission to transfer from the Bachelor of Arts over to nursing. And her arm it took 3 years. It was declared healed in February this year. And then by the end of this year, she graduated with distinction.
Yeah. She's worked hard with everything. And plus, also, like, and this isn't said as an insult for a rare change, even though it's about you. She also has to look after 2 kids and a husband who is in a wheelchair. And this isn't done as a diss to say you're helpless or anything, but you're not exactly the most mobile person in the world.
Yeah, exactly. And we live in an uneven house where all the kids have to do is run upstairs, and I can't get to them.
Yeah, so she's done an amazing job and is also an awesome friend.
Yeah.
But yeah, I too am proud of her. And I'm also proud of the size of her dick.
Massive, and let me tell you, it fucking hurts.
Yeah, but you love it. That's the reason you're in the wheelchair. Your legs don't work anymore because of massive hip dysplasia.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good kind of pain.
Oh, funny. You thought I was going to say gross, didn't you?
Oh, God.
Nah, sodomy's fine. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so for the cunty, the biggest cunt of the year, the person that the shittest cunt, the cuntiest cunt who ever did cunt. There's been a lot of them. It's very easy to pick some people, and considering anyone is like, this is probably not going to offend anyone because they've listened to our previous stuff and they know my opinion, but I have to still go with Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, the man's impact has been so negative on people, the dumb shit he has said, what he's done. Like, politicians were already bad. He's created a new example of a bad politician, and people are going to follow the model because it works.
Yeah. People are going to do what he did from now on, just like how people did what Nixon did from then on. He appealed to the hardcore right in the South, and every Republican since him
more than
has
that,
done
like, Trump had a system of, like, let's say, as much dumb shit as possible. Well, not dumb, but incorrect and lies. that fact checkers can't keep up.
Yeah, exactly.
And the amount of damage he has done to people, like vaccinations alone, and then there's the riot on the freaking Capitol. Like,
yeah.
it's just, he's the fact that he has given Nazis support, and like the fact that there's some places in, like, let's just use Texas as an example. Texas not allowing all the abortion stuff that they have.
Yeah. And Missouri and Georgia and
like there's some places
Mississippi.
There is some places in America where they're getting pushed for history to teach the Holocaust from the Nazis' point of view.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, really?
I saw that. The xenophobic point of view.
Just the bigots. He's given bigots such a platform, and I fucking hate it. And like, I've been wanting the downfall of America as a superpower for a while, but
yeah, it's gonna happen eventually.
At least so many of his followers aren't getting COVID vaccines, and then there's all the left-wing hippies who are pulling people down by being anti-vax who aren't getting it. So hopefully they'll just all get really sick.
Yeah, exactly. But also, like, in America, he let states bring in laws saying that if you abort a rape baby, you are a murderer and you will go to prison longer than the person that raped you.
Exactly. And not even, I would even change it, say, aborting a rape set of cells.
Yeah. Because at that stage, it's before there's a heartbeat.
Yeah. It's just a clump of cells. Effectively, I know it is a different kind of cell and whatnot, but it is a growing cell that hurts the body, sort of thing, and the mind. I wonder if he's going to do the same if someone wants to get some cancer cells cut out.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I know he's not in power, and don't get me wrong, I'm not a fan of Biden either. I think Biden was the wrong choice for the Democratic Party, but
he was the only one that was going to beat Trump, realistically.
And that is horrendous, isn't it? It just I think South Park said it best when they said the whole douche and turd episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you're either voting for a giant douche or a turd sandwich. Like,
what I don't understand is they went from a alright president to a pretty bad president in Reagan, Bush, and then an alright president in Clinton, then a pretty crap president in Clinton's second term, then a really, really, really shit president in Bush's 8 years, then a pretty decent president in Obama.
Bush was only in for 4 years.
No, Bush Senior was in for 4 years. Bush Junior was in for 8.
I thought Junior was only 4 as well. I didn't think he got re-elected.
2008. And then Obama was in from 08 through to 2016. Then Trump was in from 2016 to 2020. Now Biden's in.
And yeah, I've got no. Just American politics. Like, don't get me wrong, Australian politics isn't much fucking better.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, yeah.
Fuck.
Politics around the world is fucked, except for New Zealand, who seem to right.
Yeah, New Zealand's got the right idea. And actually, a lot of the Scandinavian countries, I think it was Denmark or Sweden, their cabinet, like the Minister for Education, and this is crazy, is an ex-teacher.
Yeah.
The Minister for the Environment is an environmental scientist.
Oh my god, that's fucking
Instead
nuts.
of putting bureaucrats in positions, let's put people who know what they're talking about.
Why would you do that? That's fucking stupid. It's not how it's done.
Like, yeah, it's like the Minister for Immigration, Refugees, and all that is an ex-refugee.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it was Denmark. Heard about COVID. First recorded case in Denmark. They locked down right away. They put an international border lockdown and domestic border lockdown to where you had to stay at your own house. No visitors and they were like the first to do it, and they were the first to get out of it. They haven't had a recorded case in almost a year.
Yeah, it's because they actually cared about the people rather than the economy.
Yeah, exactly.
We're getting way too serious here. Fuck, let's talk about your shit, Carrot.
Well,
it's me, isn't it?
I have a couple of nominations for it. First one is you. No, just freaking. I'm just kidding. You know I love you.
Yeah. Of course you do. Everyone loves me.
And
except for my wife. No. Wow.
Oh, damn! That got deep real quick. I'm
saying it with a smile. Don't worry. Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
First nominee is Scott Morrison. For obvious reasons. For ScoMo. Scotty from marketing for very obvious reasons.
Fucking incompetent person who, I'm pretty sure he believes, like, the bushfires we had and then COVID, I bet he believes that it's God's reckoning and stuff like that, and like the end of days sort of shit.
He said something similar during the bushfires, like, oh, this is all part of God's plan or something.
Yeah, fuck off.
And everybody was like, dude, did you just say that God is smiting New South Wales? You did.
Considering, like, it actually says in the Bible that God promised he'd never do that again.
Exactly.
That's the whole rainbow end of the flood sort of thing. But anyway, yeah, ScoMo's scum.
Yeah, and I've got 5 nominees for this.
Yeah, keep going, dude. Keep going with it.
Number 2 is Dominic. I can never pronounce Bertet.
Yeah. What's the Premier of New South Wales? For those who don't know, it's effectively the governor of New South Wales.
He literally came out and said that we're just going to let COVID do what it does, and if it has to take out the vulnerable, so be it.
The man's also a Trump supporter.
Yeah, he's a dick.
He believes that, this is one of the ones he said, that he believes that women will get divorced on purpose and be single mothers so they get extra welfare and the grandeur of saying they're a single mother in the title.
Yeah.
He's a super conservative, Catholic, misogynist prick.
Yeah.
And like he cut money to abuse shelters, like where women could go if they were getting abused.
His belief, if a woman is getting abused, either she asked for it, or she did something wrong, or it's her fault in general. That's his view on it. He's a dick. And also, like, letting the vulnerable...
I'd be careful putting words in his mouth, because I don't remember ever seeing him actually say anything like that.
Okay, that was... Mind you, I read that off an unconfirmed website. It wasn't off a newspaper or anything. It was just a website quoting him. So, if that is wrong, and that was paraphrasing, by the way, then I do apologize. But he did say the disabled people thing about COVID.
Yeah, he's just...
So, pretty much he's saying if we let COVID kill all the disabled people, people won't need to be on disability pensions. Because all he cares about is money.
Money.
Dick.
Fucking bureaucrat politicians ruining everything.
The number 3 nomination is Nick Khan, the president of WWE.
What, because of all the hiring and firing?
Yeah,
all the firing and firing.
Ruined that company, pretty much.
Yeah, I had some pretty positive outlook for him. Like, he looked like he was doing the right thing for the company, and then all that happened.
Yeah. And the fact that part of his reasoning for the firings were budget cuts, and okay, yeah, whatever, you're running a business. Yeah. You need to.
But the thing is, they were still making money at that time. Like, it wasn't an issue. And during what was still happening, because there was still a pandemic happening. Oh, let's just take away a heap of people's livelihoods. Not just that, they have to wait 90 days after you fired them before they can work again. That pisses me off even more. Like, you've got rid of them.
They get paid in that 90 days.
Do they? I didn't know that part, but still.
They still get the normal wage during that 90 days. They just can't go work for anyone.
Okay, well, that's a bit better, but still.
But, yeah, and the fact that he also said part of the reason why we got rid of so many people is because were giving them chances and they weren't taking them. Like, creatively. We believe that everybody has the capacity to be a number one star. You literally had Keith Lee on your main roster for 2 years. He had nothing with him. You turned him into Bearcat.
Even the Bearcat thing, he could have made it work. That was easy. But Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, but
they top-level talent.
They also took the Spirit Bomb away from Keith Lee and the Moonsault from the top rope.
Yeah, it's hard for people to be creative if you're not letting them do what they need to do.
Exactly. And, yeah, like you just said, in Wyndham Rotunda, he was, like, the perfect example. He was your highest-selling merch guy in the entire company. He was your most watched character in almost 30 years. And you fired him because you said he was too difficult in the creative room. And
it's almost as if his creation made the money and would be a good thing to keep.
Yeah, almost like that. Yeah. Now he's making movies in Hollywood.
Yeah, that's what I've been reading, yeah. Good luck to him, I hope he does.
Teaming up with the guy that makes Corey Taylor's mask for Slipknot. Who made the Fiend mask as well. And they're making horror movies together.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, who is he adding to your shit cunt list?
Vince McMahon himself.
Yep, I was waiting for that one. Everyone knows Tom's view on Vince McMahon. We don't need him to go on another
I went on an entire fucking episode of a rant on this shit. I was so angry. And the other one, even though it's from an incident that happened 20 years ago.
Ric fuck off Flair.
Exactly, Ric fuck off Flair.
And the fact that, like, all the stuff that he's doing, like, have you seen the stuff he's been saying about Becky Lynch, about the man sort of thing?
Yeah. Although...
So the thing that he paid for, and he's like, oh, but they never... And then he's like, oh, I never got paid for it. It's like, yes, you did. And he's like saying how the WWE is trying to erase his legacy because they won't give him one of his belts back that he sold to them. Like, I'm not going to defend WWE very much, but Ric Flair's just proving more and more that he's a bitter old man.
Exactly. No, but however, if the unconfirmed report is true that they made him sign the trademark agreement for the man over while he was on his deathbed. Remember a couple of months ago when they thought he wasn't going to live? He was
vaguely.
In intensive care and like hooked up to all these things. They thought he wasn't going to live and they made him sign over the man rights so that Becky Lynch could start
if he didn't have a power of attorney to deal with that sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's
what they're all saying, like, that's not true because someone else would have had the power of attorney.
Yeah, I think it's more Ric Flair, like, trying to pull at heartstrings.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I was dying and they made me do this. It's like, well, yeah, I think you're leaving out some very specific details, like the same as that plane ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, to be honest, everyone always, like, when I were talking about overrated wrestlers that time, I always wanted to talk about Ric Flair. He never did anything for me as a wrestler. Like, even his promos, like, to be honest, when it came to promos and stuff, a lot of the time he came across very similar to Will Ferrell for me in comedy, where most of it was just yelling.
Yeah, fair enough. And it's like, even though I think he's overrated, Bret Hart would say there was a Ric Flair match. Ric Flair had his moveset, and although they were better than Hogan's, they were still Ric Flair's moveset.
No, 4 moves of doom sort of thing. Like, yeah, better than Hogan's, more technical, but there wasn't much to them.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I think my Sheet Cunt of the Year award is going to go to, Dominic Parrotet? Parrotet?
Because while, like,
I'm never gonna
I get where you're coming from, because whilst the Vince McMahons and stuff, they're not just disregarding someone's life.
Yeah, exactly.
This one was something that was a personal sort of don't give a shit about you sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I completely get you, man. And fuck the politicians. That's all I'm going to say. Like,
and it's not too often that I'll say someone was, we're better off with Gladdy, but we're better off with Gladdy. Just saying.
Well, to be honest, he's already getting busted for corruption.
Already.
Yeah, apparently because he was treasurer for New South Wales for a while, and apparently there's some books that have been cooked.
It does not surprise me. I still can't believe that the Liberal Party got off the hook for the sports rights thing. Like, not off the hook, but that they didn't get in trouble as much as like Labor would have.
To be honest, like, I'm not a fan of Labor that much these days either, but nah, they always cover for their own. That's what they do.
I'm praying for an Albanese win over Morrison.
I'm praying, like, Albanese just hasn't been apparent enough to do it.
He's more apparent than what's
Shorten.
Shorten. I always forgot his name because he wasn't memorable. Whereas Albanese,
I've heard nothing from Albanese during like every single bungle that Morrison has made.
That's because, and stupidly, they said right at the start of this, Labor are going to step back and not get in your way so that you can sort it out. And Liberals use that to push through a bunch of agendas that they knew Labor would stop them on.
See, and that's an issue I have with Labor. Like, there was no foresight there. It's like, okay, like, you don't attack them for shit they couldn't really control. You attack them for the things they could, and there was so much they could have controlled that could have been attacked. Like the fact that Australia didn't even get most of their vaccines until Kevin Rudd, an ex-prime minister, contacted freaking, was it Poland?
Yeah.
And Visor about getting some. It's like, why? We've got to talk about something positive. We're ending this angry. This hasn't worked well. This was not a good plan.
Fucking politics.
Like, we try to stay pop culture because pop culture's fun, takes us away from the doom and gloom of the world. But fucking politicians, man. The moment you've got assholes who are in charge of their own pay increase and pay rate, you know they're not there to really help the people.
Yeah. But if we're gonna end it on a high note, we'll end it on this. Everything that ever happens from start to finish in Spider-Man No Way Home. Okay, so it opens, and I'm not giving a spoiler warning. It opens.
You better be fucking careful here, boy.
I'm joking. I'm not really going to give away the spoilers. I'm just going to say you'll love it.
I will go to your house, drag you by your nose, down to the beachside, and drown you. Just saying.
All the hype that is built up for this movie is true.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. And I trust you on it as well, so I am looking forward to it.
Like, it has a few issues here and there, but it's still overall just fucking great.
I am looking forward to it a lot. I really am.
Yeah.
So that's been our final episode of the year. Let us know how we went. If you enjoyed it, if you didn't enjoy it, if you want us to avoid politics in the future because we get cranky.
The world down.
If you have ideas for like things you want us to talk about, I've been actually wanting to do a top 10 video for a while just for our YouTube channel, just because it's something that I absolutely love, and it's top 10 Robin Williams movies.
Yeah, that could work.
Because I love them, man. The only issue is I've only been able to watch one since his death. I haven't been able to watch any others. Sorry, two. I've watched 2 Robin Williams movies since his death. I haven't been able to watch any others.
Hook and Patch Adams?
No, it wasn't Hook, and it wasn't Patch Adams.
Good Bull Hunting and 1 Hour Photo.
Nope.
Dead Poet Society and Happy Days.
Nope.
Fuck, what then? He's only got like one other movie.
I've can think of others already off the top of my head that you didn't say.
So can I, but still.
No, it's been Flubber and Aladdin.
Oh. Yeah. I don't think he actually had a bad movie.
There's a couple.
A couple of his later ones aren't they great?
Yeah.
Like Old Dogs.
Yeah, Old Dogs wasn't great. There was one where he did the voice of a dog and it had Simon Pegg in it and the Monty Python crew, I think, which was really lackluster, sadly.
Yeah, you think that would be perfect.
There's one where he's a preacher as well, and there's the RV movie.
Yeah.
Like, there's an RV movie with him in it. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Later work was a bit lackluster.
Yeah.
As we were saying, so yeah, I'm going to look at doing that as a top 10 video. We're going to be having a bit of a break, aren't we, Tom?
Yeah, don't know when we're coming back. Probably in January.
But
yeah, it will all depend on when I can finally pack my fucking house up and move.
And I'm planning a bit of a holiday, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, so whenever Jay gets back from his little expedition to find the lost city of Oz in South America.
Fuck that, I'm just finding different places to drink tequila rather than home. It's getting depressing here drinking by myself.
Fair enough. Yeah. But,
hi, Damo.
Yeah, hey, Damo. There's our cunting fan of the year.
Yeah, we'll give props to Damo.
Or the fanning cunt of the year. One of the two. Warbitter.
The fanboy cunt?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. We'll make an award and send it to you. PDF, not physical.
Yeah, I was going to say, you should Photoshop that picture of a vagina onto his face, onto his mouth, and send it to him. Like,
sideways.
No, up and down. Like, just make it go really, like, explicit with it and send that to him. And he'll get the fanboy cunt of the year. Anyway.
If you want to hit us up on Twitter, we're at Before IWC. Gmail email is beforeIWC@gmail.com. Facebook.com/beforeIWC. Patreon.com/beforeIWC. Search Before It Was Cool on our YouTube. The Before It Was Cool podcast, wherever you get a podcast from.
Yeah.
I think that's everything.
That's about it. Yeah. Have a good holidays, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Anyone on the non-binary spectrum, be safe, be healthy, look after yourselves and your family. Hope Santa spoils you, whichever or whatever celebration you have. I hope you get spoiled, looked after, have a great time, and I'm glad people are going to be able to see their families for Christmas this year.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Interesting.
And that is Shakey Jay and Tom on Treads out. See you in the new year.
Yeah, see you next year. See you for season 2.
Wow. Yeah, that's kind of awesome though. Anyway, bye guys.
Bye.